One scout summarized him perfectly. Fast legs, but an even faster brain. Before the world knew Kylian Mbappé, coaches in France already believed he was different. As a child, Mbappé covered his bedroom walls with Cristiano Ronaldo posters. He used to watch Ronaldo videos repeatedly and copy his movements in training. Mbappe's speed became famous so early that defenders in youth football were told to stand deeper before matches against him. One academy coach said his acceleration looked unnatural for his age. When he trained at Clairefontaine, some older players reportedly struggled to stop him in 1-versus-1 situations. Mbappe's mother was a former handball player, and many believe his balance and body control came from her athletic influence. His father coached him personally during childhood and focused heavily on discipline, not fame. As a teenager, Mbappé sometimes stayed after training just to practice first-touch finishes. Scouts were shocked by how calm he stayed during high-pressure moments. At Monaco, senior players reportedly realized within weeks that he was not a normal talent. One coach described him as a player who already understood professional football before becoming a professional. Mbappé studies defenders carefully and often memorizes their positioning habits before games. Some teammates said he could recognize defensive weaknesses within minutes of kickoff. Despite his explosive speed, analysts believe his intelligence without the ball is even more dangerous. His movement inside the box is often compared to elite veteran strikers rather than young wingers. Mbappé became world famous at an age when many players are still in youth academies. At the 2018 World Cup, he became the youngest player since Pelé to score in a World Cup final. Several defenders admitted they changed their entire positioning style when facing him. One French coach reportedly said, "You cannot defend Mbappé the normal way." Mbappe's top sprint speed has been compared to Olympic-level acceleration. Some defenders said the hardest part is not catching him. It is predicting when he will explode forward. He often trains finishing drills at full speed because he believes goals should feel automatic under pressure. Mbappé is known for demanding extremely high standard from himself even after scoring. Some analysts believe his mentality is closer to legendary athletes than typical football stars. At Paris Saint-Germain, teammates reportedly noticed his obsession with details immediately. He pays attention to recovery, sleep, and physical preparation more than many young players his age. One youth teammate said, "He always behaved like someone preparing to become the best in the world." Mbappé once said he never wanted to become famous. He wanted to become unforgettable. Despite all the hype around his speed, many coaches believe his real superpower is decision-making. One scout summarized him perfectly. Fast legs, but an even faster brain. December 20th, 1998. In Paris, France, a future superstar was born. His name, Kylian Mbappé Latin. With French and Cameroonian roots, Mbappé grew into one of the most explosive attackers football has ever seen. Standing 1.80 meters tall, he may not be the biggest player on the pitch, but his speed, acceleration, and finishing make him one of the most dangerous. A natural right-footer, he built his reputation by outrunning defenders and delivering in the biggest moments. From Paris to the world stage, Mbappé quickly became the face of a new generation. In 2024, he completed one of football's most anticipated moves, joining Real Madrid. Backed by Nike and entering the prime years of his career, he now wears the famous white shirt with a contract running until 2029. At 27 years old, Mbappé has already achieved what most players can only dream of. But for a player obsessed with greatness, the biggest chapters may still be ahead. Football was always part of Kylian Mbappe's life. His father, Wilfred Mbappé, came from Cameroon and worked as a football coach, while his mother, Faiza Lamari, was a former professional handball player born in Algeria. Growing up in a family built around sports, success seemed almost inevitable. And Mbappé delivered early. In 2017, he won the prestigious Golden Boy Award, given to the best young player in Europe. A year later, he collected the Copa Trophy, was named the best young player of the FIFA World Cup, and became France's Player of the Year. His dominance continued as he won League One Young Player of the Year 3 seasons in a row. By 2019, he had already added the Ons de Bronze Award to his growing collection. Football talent runs throughout the family. His half-brother, Jair's Kimbo Akoko, was also a professional footballer. His younger brother, Ethan Mbappé, followed the same path. Even his uncle, Pierre Mbappé, works in football management. For Kylian Mbappé, football isn't just a career. It's part of his DNA. Mbappé's football journey began in the youth teams of AS Bondy before joining Clairefontaine, France's most famous football academy. In 2013, Monaco brought him into their youth system, and by 2016, he had earned promotion to the first team. His rise was unstoppable. After becoming one of Europe's brightest young stars, Paris Saint-Germain signed him in 2017 on an initial loan deal. 1 year later, PSG made the move permanent for €180 million, making Mbappé one of the most expensive players in football history. After 7 years of goals, trophies, and records in Paris, a childhood dream finally became reality. In 2024, Mbappé joined Real Madrid on a free transfer. From Bondy to Madrid, every step brought him closer to football's biggest stage. Mbappé's market value reflects more than just talent. It reflects years of dominance at the highest level. After breaking into Monaco's first team, his value exploded from just a few million euros to over €100 million before he even turned 20. By 2019, he had already reached the €200 million mark, becoming one of the most valuable players football had ever seen. For years, he remained among the elite, consistently maintaining a market value between €160 million and €200 million. Today, as a Real Madrid player, Mbappé is valued at €180 million. That makes him the most valuable player at Real Madrid, the most valuable French player in the world, the most valuable player born in 1998, the second most valuable center forward in football, the second most valuable player in La Liga, and the third most valuable footballer on the planet. From a teenage sensation at Monaco to one of football's biggest global icons, Mbappé has spent nearly a decade at the very top of the game.